Hello everyone and welcome to Opening Day 1999 and Out of the Park 23. Today is our first game of Season 18 and our first at the helm of the Toronto Blue Jays. We were quiet in the first half of the offseason, but things have heated up as of late. We signed Tyler Houston to a one-year deal for $550K to form a catcher platoon with Dan Wilson. He spent 5 successful seasons with the Cardinals before moving to Cleveland and having his worst season there. Here's hoping he recovers his form. We also signed Jody Johnston for $1.1 million. The 36-year-old has 35 career WAR, 172 wins, an all-star appearance, and no DL stops over his 13-year career with the Mets, Dodgers, Phillies, and Rockies. He's pitched in the postseason 5 times and the World Series twice. Always been a strong mid-rotation starter, and we're hoping for more of that in Toronto this season. So 2 decent signings, nothing crazy, but something inspired our owner to pitch in. I'm used to my Astros owner stepping in and screwing something up, but our guy gave me an extra $1.2 million to spend. We no longer have the lowest budget in baseball. Next signing is Darryl Ratliff for $625,000. We lacked a credible center fielder in our organization, and he's the best one we can afford. He's coming off a career year with the bat and should provide good defense for a team that will give up a lot of fly balls. We also needed a backup for Ratliff, and I've gone back to the well again with Harvey Pulliam. We signed him with the Astros and traded him to the Red Sox mid-season, and then he hit 5 homers for them in the postseason. But his best qualities are Gold Glove defense and base running. We were able to land a strong right fielder during spring training, Junior Felix, for $1.7 million. Felix spent his first 10 seasons with the Blue Jays until my predecessor traded him to the Cubs for Rafael Soriano. Now the fan favorite is back and will hit third in our lineup. Signing gave us a nice fan interest boost as well. After losing a bidding war for Pete Harnisch, we entered the season with some extra cash to spend, and hot off the press, today we've acquired 34-year-old reliever Darren Hall from the Yankees through waivers. Hall came up through the Rangers organization while I was there in the early 90s. He was a part of all 3 of their World Series winners before getting traded to New York. He was apparently surplus to requirements there, but will take the closer role in our subpar bullpen. We also swapped starting pitchers with the Athletics. Number 2 starter Dave Malicki and 4th string catcher Josh Paul head to Oakland for our new number 2 starter Andy Prospect. 3 low-level prospects will come with him. The left-handed Carter bounced around a few years before sticking in the rotation with the A's for the last 4 seasons. He's got 49 career wins to go with a 5.01 ERA and 11 WAR. While Doug Malicki is a free agent after this season, Carter still has another season of arbitration eligibility. And my scout has some conviction that Carter is a slight upgrade. Though Carter is actually in Malicki's list of comparable players, Carter's movement is significantly higher and he's got ground ball tendencies, so I should expect him to surrender far fewer home runs. Dave Malicki started an opening day for the A's, held the Yankees to no runs through 6 innings. So that concludes our off-season business. There were a few more signings elsewhere. Kevin Belcher leaves Seattle for Philadelphia and will take Jay Buhner's place in right field. Kurt Schilling signs a contract and then an expensive extension with the Yankees. He's missed almost the last 2 full seasons due to injury. This one could go really well or be a complete train wreck. Our beloved Edgar Martinez heads to Montreal on a 1-year deal. And Eddie Zambrano signs with the Cubs. Obviously, that gives them a center fielder, but more importantly for us, we earn a supplemental first-round draft pick next season. Pete Harnisch is the last meaningful free agent out there, and it looks like the Royals have the upper hand in that bidding war. We'll take a closer look at 35-year-old Walt Weiss to see if that makes sense. The Yankees put another reliever on waivers, Kevin Appier this time. I don't think $900K makes sense to acquire him, though. There's also plenty on the trade block, but nothing that makes sense for us at the moment given their asking prices. To my surprise, OSA likes our team and projects 84 wins. Far more skeptical and view 500 as a huge accomplishment for us. Meanwhile, it likes Boston to take the East from New York, Detroit to repeat in the Central, and Texas to reclaim the West. The Orioles are the favorite for the AL wildcard, and for individual players, OSA likes Hideo Nomo to finish in the top 10. OSA likes my Astros to win their 4th straight NL Central title, with the Phillies and Dodgers taking the other division, and the Rockies claiming the wild card. Spring training brought a few key injury. Newly signed Yankee Chris Hoiles will miss half the season with a torn labrum. Joey Hamilton of the Angels will miss most of the season after elbow surgery. Milwaukee top prospect Travis Hafner remains out through May after breaking a bone in his elbow last season. Fortunately, no injuries for our Blue Jays though. Our Blue Jays remain the number 2 minor league system in baseball, now trailing the Cardinals instead of the Twins. Tony Dermenziev is now the number 1 prospect in baseball. After getting a better look at him in spring training, it's clear he's about big league ready and should get a mid-season call-up in left field. Christian Rosici is the new entry in the top 100 from the Mexican League. They released him and we pounced in free agency. Since Dermenziev is ticketed for left field, we're going to get Rosici trained up at first base. We enter the season with $1.5 million of budget room and tons of room for extensions. Been working on one for Rafael Furcal, but haven't come to terms yet. The great news here is we've got no toxic contracts going into the 2000 season. Dan Wilson will come off the books and everyone is signed to 1-year deals. So our hope is to develop these prospects, be somewhat competitive, perhaps land a few more future assets at the trade deadline. Here's our opening day roster of position players. Tyler Houston and Dan Wilson form a nice catching platoon. Kevin Witt and Mike Lowell have a similar arrangement at first base. Holbert Cabrera will get the starting nod at second base, but I'll probably play utility man Jason Maxwell a fair amount there too. Captain Kevin Ory gets third base. Damon Smith will start in left field until Dermenziev is ready. Free agent signings Darryl Ratliff and Junior Felix complete our outfield, and Kevin Millar will DH. Don't expect a ton of runs scored, but we should play pretty good defense. Hideo Nomo, Jody Johnson, and Andy Carter form a nice top 3 of the rotation. Roy Halladay had a horrible spring training, so we'll try John Trissler in the number 4 role, even though he was almost as bad. It's only because he was out of option, and I don't think this arrangement will last very long anyway. Johan Lopez will get the number 5 starter role and probably some work in the bullpen on the side. Speaking of the bullpen, it's not very good at all. Darren Hall stabilizes things a bit, but we've got 0 shutdown arms. The good news is it's easy to build bullpens over the course of a few seasons, so we'll keep a close eye on the waiver wire and trade block if we stay in contention. Today's actually the 3rd day of the season. The biggest matchup in the NL is the Rockies and Padres fighting for the West. Another one is new acquisition Albert Bustillos takes on Eric Hansen in a matchup of 2 playoff hopefuls. Detroit at Texas is the big matchup of the day in the AL. Former Tiger teammates Ken Yochem and Charles Nagy go head-to-head. The Rangers just signed Nagy to a big contract this offseason while Yochem returns to the team after a few successful seasons with the Yankees. We start in Minnesota against a team in similar circumstances, low budget but with a great minor league system. Here are those Twins. They've got a superior lineup featuring Raul Ibanez, Sean Casey, and Carl Everett. Fortunately for us, Everett will miss the opening series with a fractured rib. Outside of poor man's ace Kirk Rueter and closer Dan Miceli, this team lacks any real semblance of a quality pitching staff. Their minor league system is immensely talented, but it will be interesting to see how the positional responsibilities shake out. Their top 3 prospects are all third basemen, and they don't have any good pitching prospects. But that's tomorrow's problem. At long last, our debut with the Toronto Blue Jays is finally here. We had some technical issues during the live stream, so we'll just show the highlights. Rafael Furcal is going to lead off the game with a ground out. At the top of the second, we're threatening, but Dan Wilson's fly ball isn't deep enough. Kevin Ory keeps the inning going with a walk to load the bases. And Holbert Cabrera is going to collect a 2 RBI single to give us the lead. Not done yet. Rafael Furcal keeps the line moving with a walk. And Darryl Ratliff walks in a run. We're up 3-0. That would be the end of the rally, though. Twins are going to come right back. Raul Ibanez singles to load the bases. And light-hitting Mark Lemke clears them with a double to tie the game at 3. And then Ron Gant follows it up with another single to give the Twins the lead. And we're going to catch a break here. Curtis Goodwin flies out to left field, and Damon Smith throws out Tuffy Rhodes at home. Rafael Furcal picked up a 1-out triple here in the 4th inning. Brought up Kevin Millar. He's going to hit it deep to right. Scores Furcal, and he has a triple of his own. On to the 6th now, still down 5-4. Kevin Ory leads it off with a single to right. Holbert Cabrera lines out, but Ratliff is on again with an infield single. Kirk Reuter then walked Kevin Millar to load the bases, but he got Mike Lowell to escape. Ron Gant and Curtis Goodwin created another threat in the 6th, but the score remained 5-4. They couldn't score. And after a Junior Felix walk, Dan Wilson grounds into a double play. And that ends the 7th. Pinch hitter Kevin Witt leads off the 8th with a double. See the theme here? Fortunately, Holbert Cabrera couldn't move him over. Bringing up for call. He would walk, putting runners on first and second. But Tyler Houston struck out, bringing up Kevin Millar, but he grounded out to shortstop to end yet another threat. Once again, the leadoff man is on. It's Mike Lowell. DeMond Smith grounded into a fielder's choice, 2 outs left to try and beat Maselli. Junior Felix got it down and left, advances the tying run to second, bringing up Dan Wilson, who says, "I don't need your tying run." He smashes one over the right field fence to give us a 7-5 lead. We get to closer Dan Maselli. Not done yet, though. Still got to get 3 outs. Sean Casey got on, and then David Ortiz backed it up with a single, 2 outs, bringing up Jeffrey Hammonds, who flies out to left thanks to a sliding catch by DeMond Smith, and we win. Dan Wilson delivers a clutch home run to give us the lead in our first win with the Blue Jays. Junior Felix is the player of the game. He was 3 for 4 with a walk. Both starters got roughed up, though. Kevin Lake earns the win with 2 1/3 scoreless, and new acquisition Darren Hall closes it out. In other games, Todd Walker hits 2 homers for the White Sox, who beat the Mariners 9-5. Jim Thome also hit 2 homers, but it wasn't enough as his Expos fall 9-7 in Pittsburgh. Preston Wilson hit 2 bombs as well. The Cubs defeat the Astros 8-6. And there's your standings after our first game. Say it now while we still can. The Toronto Blue Jays are in first place. That'll do it for today. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. I'll see you for another update in early May. Take care.